Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are looking at Despara, or Despara. It should be Despara, right? I don't know that I've ever heard it said aloud. Despara would work also, but spelling-wise, I just think Despara is the way to go. I should hit up Tim Seeley again. If you haven't heard my interview with Tim Seeley, creator of Hack Slash and one of the creators of Revival, a show that is debuting very, very soon on Sci-Fi, and a great, great comic book. Check out my interview with Tim Seeley, available here on the channel. But he would know. He would know the proper pronunciation. So I ordered two because I love both portraits. I did not get this figure in Classics initially. I can't remember exactly what the deal was, and I later went back and got it. And my Classics version I'm displaying like this, but I ordered two of these because I like both. I like the helmet, and I like the way that Adora's face looks when she's a member of the Horde. But there's something that I didn't realize. And this is, well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. So this is the standard resealable packaging they've been doing for Mattel Creations stuff lately. Oh, and they've got this, whatever this guy is, which is currently available from Big Bad Toy Store. I don't remember what the initial offering was, but you can get the set that includes this insanity there now. Just got Hordak. We've got I can't remember what this guy's name is, but I ended up buying one. Oh, wait, no, he's in this set too. Never mind. I take it back. So I get this one and the one that came with the red Horde robot, which it's weird we still don't have Skeletor's robots, even though they've got the tooling for that now. So I get this guy and that guy mixed up. So I guess these maybe are all four. Well, no, because there's a Man-at-Arms looking guy too. Whatever the case, you can get these two figures from Big Bad Toy Store right now. I'm not sure. I think that, yeah, because that's the Skeletor warrior thing, and then that's something else entirely. Whatever the case, cool art. Powerful captain of the evil horde. And this is where I got disappointed. And this is where, well, first, mini comic that I'm very excited to read, Phantoms of Despara. Very excited to read because I want to see how the story is handled in this new continuity. All the comics have been great. Love them. Great swords. So this is just the Triclops sword, but when it's repainted and they just look different enough, and they haven't reused this sword a whole heck of a lot, so they still look cool. And again, repainted this differently, like, I think this was a good choice. Big, tough looking swords for this character. Metallic. Let's zoom in a little bit because I want you to see that metallic paint. Looks really good. They're pretty rigid too. They're not rubbery at all. I get a little paint there on the hilt, but I'm confident that'll scrape off, no problem. Not a big deal. And then that red. This is a good example of how a simple repaint can really make something look fresh and new. All right, now we're finally going to get down to business of... I'm just going to pull this out of here and not worry about cutting through those plastic tabs. That is one thing, typically, and I think I've cut them in the past, but I've learned this with the WWE figures. Usually Mattel's plastic tabs are loose enough that you can kind of just pull the figure out of the tray without having to cut. So here is where my whole well, I don't even look too closely at the listing. If it's a figure I know I want, can come back and bite me, because I did not realize that this is just a mask and is not an alternate head. And I got to tell you, that's really disappointing. And maybe this is how the toy would have been back in the day. But, well, maybe it's a mask and not a full. No, it looks pretty much like a full. Well, no, look, okay. So it is just a mask. All right, I can't complain about that. Well, I can. I would rather it be like a full helmet. It would make more sense if it's a full helmet. But it is just a mask. All right. I can accept it. How about that? But I probably wouldn't have ordered 2 if I had known that. Oh, but you know what's kind of cool though? Isn't it? Well, let's look at the figure. We'll get down to details of display in a bit. So the mask is awesome. You know, it's a replica of Hordak's head, and it's interesting to note that it's similar to that alternate portrait that came with Hurricane Hordak that I reviewed recently. So the figure is fantastic. Obviously, we've got some parts that have been used, but, well, do we, though? Because, look, I don't think that boot, I think that's new. I don't remember seeing that boot before, with that line going all the way up to the knee. Now, the rest of the body is, you know, obviously it's the female body that has been used, but there's no reason it shouldn't be. The chest, I'm going to say, is new. The cape is certainly new. Gauntlet's probably not new, but again, we've got that paint detail. And look at how they've done this. It looks really nice. The black here has a gloss to it, so it has an armor look. And then the painted detail on the bodysuit, just really cool looking. So let's pop that off and get a look at what the figure looks like without the cape and everything. Very imposing, cool looking figure. And of course, like all Origins figures, pops apart. Oh, there we go. And you can see that's that standard Tila piece that's been used a lot, but that's fine, especially with this skirt on top of it. And look at the detail here. You've got that sort of buckle looking piece, those upturned, like, this is a very cool sculpted piece that makes this figure look completely different from anything else they've done. The cape has storage for the swords, and I know I complain all the time about, well, you can't have blades exposed, but for this line, things are a little different. It doesn't bother me when a line is less grounded in reality. Like for G.I. Joe Classified, to have exposed blades just doesn't seem right. But for something like this, where it's a line of toys, and they're designed around being good playable toys, that's a different story. So I just am happy to have storage for the swords here. I'm not as worried about, you know, anything else. And plus, she's got this big, heavy cape that's clearly some kind of armored mesh to protect her from the exposed blades. So, not a problem. All right, let's get that head back on. That raised collar looks really cool. So, we'll take a look at the Adora portrait now. She's got that black paint under the eyes, that heavy eyeliner. Looking a little meaner. Interesting that the top of her hair is a separate piece from the sides. but great portrait. It's going to be hard to decide exactly how to display this, but my guess is what I'm going to do. Well, here, let's get a little combat mode going on. Oh, and by the way, the mask stays on great. It clips, as you can see, it clips on over the ears. And I mean, it's on there. So well done there. Good engineering. So let's get her geared up. The swords for the smaller female body, they are preposterously large, but I don't have a problem with that. I mean, that's nuts. But in a world of magic and science and fantastical things or whatever, I don't really have a problem with that. Do they look that big in the comic? Yeah, they pretty much do. No, they do. Okay, they don't inside. They're not that crazy big. So I think probably what I'm going to have going on is store one of the swords, hold the mask, something like that on the shelf. I'll have to figure out how she can hold that mask well, or what's going to look good pose wise. But yeah, something along those lines is what I'm going to do on the shelf. That way I can have both looks out, and I'll just hang on to the second one I bought, keep it in the package, and, you know, down the road, figure out what to do with it. But yeah, I only need one on the shelf, and we'll have that look going on. So awesome figure. They justified the fact that this is just a mask piece, which really kind of makes it more fun too. Again, going back to the toy thing, making it a good toy. Helmet's not reasonable because then it would have been way too big. So swappable heads, yeah, that's going to look better, but that's not a better toy, is it? The mask is a better toy. So yeah, they sold me on it. It works. Well done. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things, and until next time, buy what you like.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.